This improv story is based on the idea: man finds treasure map, let the story commence. Craig was walking down the street minding his own business when all of a sudden he tripped over something. He looked down and what was there? It was a treasure map. Old looking, kind of yellowed paper. Tick. Rough at the edges, not tick. Stains and things like that. Tick. Wee footstep things. Tick. Dotted lines. Tick. An X. Tick. A compass north, south, east, west sort of thing in the corner. Tick. Wee bit of parrot shite on it. Tick. The smell of lime. Lime. The fruit. Because you know what that is, don't you? That's right, limeys and to ward off scurvy. Lime. That's why Brits or the English were called limeys. Because they'd eat lots of limes on the boats coming here. So they didn't get scurvy. Because you get scurvy by lack of vitamin C. I think. Is that actually why, Limmy? Yes, it is. I've never heard anybody actually, in all seriousness, call somebody a limey. Hold on. Limey. Definition. Derogatory. A British person. Limey. Slang nickname. Okay, let's see if it's a myth. It had been a practice of the Royal Navy to add lemon juice. Lemon. The vitamin C and citrus fruits prevented scurvy. At that time, lemon and lime were interchangeable to refer to citrus fruits. There you go. There you are. So it was actually lemons. There you are. Anyway, so it wasn't lime. The smell was actually lemons. So I wonder what this is. And he looked at it, he thought this looks like something that's been made up by somebody who's looked at something online. How to make a treasure map. And get a lighter and just sort of like burn the edges a wee bit and get tea. You get a tea bag and you sort of wipe it out, the whole thing like that. A wet tea bag. Get that kind of yellowed look. It looks like that. And then he thought, he picked it up and the paper started to crumble a wee bit. He thought, I don't think there's any way to age paper like that. You could maybe stick it in the oven. But it felt very thin. Like almost like fabric. Basically, he was like, I think this is a real deal. And he looked at it and he thought, this will be like somewhere in the Caribbean or somewhere, or an island slap bang in the middle of the Atlantic. No, this is a treasure map. He's like, wait a minute, that's... And he looked ahead and he went, that's... I think I recognise that because it's a kind of street here and a street there and go down there and turn around there and there's a drawing of a tree. It's like, I know that tree. That's the tree that's down next to the expressway, down the Clydeside Expressway. Is that... You go round there and then there's different wee shapes and things like that, different wee drawings and, you know, landmarks and stuff. And he's like, oh, so what? I've got to get on with things. He thought, you've not got to get on with anything today. He had nothing on that day. He was just out for a walk. He was bored. This was actually Christmas. He was bored. He said, I'm going to go out for a walk. I'm just sick of just sitting and watching the telly and people talk about fucking Christmas all the time. I need to get out of this shite. I'm going to get out because everybody will be in the house, in their hussies, in their smelly wee hussies, with their smelly wee fucking Christmases. And I'll have the whole outside to myself. Fucked a lot of them. So he went out for a walk, then he found this map. So he started walking about and he went like that, right, so, did take a go right. So that's, first of all, he saw what looked like a antenna phone sort of thing. I was like, that's not air there. So he walked all the way up to this, that kind of thing. It looks like it's got a tampon on the top thing. One of the Wi-Fi, 5G, 6G, 7G, COVID towers. Right. Knew what? And he looked at it and he went, right. Next, it was that tree. He's like, I know that. I can see that for here. Go there. And then it had like the number 5 and like a wee arrow going to the left. And he looked and there was like some tiles on the ground. Like, like paving slab sort of things. And I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that was an X on the map. And he lifted up the slab. It was these like paving stones that were kind of on the grass going next to this tree. They looked like it used to be, and it had mud in it. It looked like it used to be like a path going somewhere, but then it fell into disrepair and nobody sort of bothered with it anymore, if you know what I mean. And he went, if I lift this up, and he lifted it up, right? He lifted it up. He had a wee peak to begin with. Woodlice and all that. Woodlice. Lifted it up a wee bit further. And he could see there was something a wee bit different about the ground underneath. And he put the slab to the side and he went like that with his finger into the ground. Not. And then hit this bit. Dunk. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Went like that. And he put his hands in. There was a metal tin. He opened the tin up. And for a second, he didn't quite know what had just happened. So what basically had happened is, obviously some wee bastard had put a fucking bomb in this thing, blew off his arm there, right for there, at a kind of 45-degree angle, blew it fucking right off like that. And that's fucking blown off like that, that's blown off like that, right? That one's completely off, this one's hanging off. So it's like back the way, just sort of hanging there like that. But there. It's like, aah! And then these three wee guys came running out from behind this big poster. There's a big sign there. They were hiding behind it the whole time. They came out laughing and kicked that last remaining bit of his fucking arm off. Kicked that off. They kicked it and then they had to, it wasn't fully off. It was completely broken. But then that was hanging off, but it was still attached to the rest of his arm with skin and a bit of muscle. So they pulled it, they tried to pull it and ended up peeling right up like that. And then they had to sort of wrap it around the horn and then snap it. And he was like, ah! And then they dragged him onto this bridge, poured petrol at him, set him on fire, and then chucked him out of the bridge, and he landed in front of a bus. And every cunt in the bus the bus sort of crashed and then swerved, and then there was about like 50 fucking people on the bus. They all died. Half of them died, half of them got their teeth smashed out in the metal bit of the seat in front of them, because it's one of their buses. And then it exploded, and then a big fucking pile up, about 10 car pile up. This is Christmas and all. This is Christmas. And the three wee guys were fucking pissing themselves, man. Honestly, they were like choking. It's like, have you ever laughed so much you've wondered to yourself, is this fucking bad for me? This must be bad for me, man. You're laughing that much, like, this is fucking, this has got to be bad for me, man. You know, like, face fucking red, like, sore. They were like, they were in stitches. And you know what? Good on them. Because see they three wee guys, where they grew up, they didn't fucking get a lot for fucking Christmas, alright? Let them have their fucking fun. You've heard of the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas yet to come. That was the wee bastard of... Just wee bastard. The wee bastard of the three wee bastards, and the other fucking wee bastard of these three wee fucking bastards. The end. So in a way it was kind of like a Christmas carol. Thank you very much. And that's a true story. And that's a true story. I was asked though, morning, nice one tweeting this morning, thanks to this person, that person, this person for raiding. You completely didn't notice that I hosted you last night. But it's fine, doesn't really matter. That's a true story. How do I know? I was one of the wee guys and I was the one who set the bomb.